What's going on, everybody? So I know I'm sitting here, ain't made a video and I don't know how long, but I was just sitting here and I was thinking about, did anybody see that Chris Rock video that his Netflix stand up, supposedly Netflix stand up, which he was doing mostly just ranting about Michael Jackson and just ranting about other stuff. I'm not trying to spoil it for, if you didn't see it, I advise you to see it because I'm not going to spoil it. But anyways, like I'm not going to really spoil it, but I'm just giving my take on what I thought about it so far. His Netflix special was entitled Selective Outrage. And he was building all the way up to, what happened last year. Everybody know what happened last year. So that's the whole premise of why he was building up Selective Outrage. What I thought about the special, man, I felt like he was trying to be somebody he wasn't, trying to be tough, and he was picking on himself on the process. But for the most part, if you hadn't seen the movie, not movie, but the stand-up special, I suggest that you go see it. It seems like everybody got a stand-up special on Netflix. And if I'm stuttering, sometimes I talk a little too fast. But anyways, I'm like, how many times you going to keep talking about the same incident? He did a stand-up not too long ago in Buffalo, New York, I believe. And they wanted him to talk about that then, about the Will Smith incident. And he never did address it. He kind of danced around the whole thing. But I'm like, dude, why did you keep talking about something that happened last year? You ain't do nothing about it months later. You ain't do nothing about it. You ain't followed up with a police report or nothing like that, because the people at the Oscars even asked him. I think it was the security and the other executives or whoever was working behind the scene. They asked him, they said, Mr. Rock, would you like to press charges against Will Smith? He was like, no. So that's that. But you harping on because, he don't like the backlash. He just don't like the backlash he getting. And if you hear any kind of creaking or sounds in the background, I'm here by myself. This apartment gets real creepy. That's why I'd rather make a video than to be here. I'd rather talk to somebody, even if I'm talking to myself on camera. But anyways, I just said that to say that Chris Rock seemed like he was real bitter in that stand-up special. He was so bitter. I mean, dude, you come off as bitter, and then you saying all this stuff a year after the fact. You should have said something then. But in his exact words, when he went to Twitter, he said, I'm not going to stoop down to their level. I'm not going, no, not they. Well, pretty much they. Because a lot of people believe that Jada had a helping hand in him getting slumped like that. But anyways, he was saying basically, I think he just blamed both of them. And I believe it's just one big money grab. Somebody probably came up to him and said, hey, you can make some lucrative money from that whole Will Smith situation. So I suggest that you talk to the executives and talk to the ones that's in charge of those Netflix specials, and they can get you a deal. Which he did, because I was surprised he had a Netflix special. I'm like, oh boy. And so a lot of people say they don't want to see it because of Chris Rock's track record. I mean, a lot of people on Twitter, particularly a lot of women, they, it's just that I never could stomach Chris Rock. Like if I see a comedy special, I'd rather look at somebody else other than him. He'll kind of be like the last person I look at for a laugh, because he just don't make me laugh no matter how funny he try to be. He says some quirky stuff every now and then that may put a smile on my face, but to be gut busting, like, slapping my knee funny, he more funnier in movies than he is in person. And that's just my opinion of it, But I'm like, wow, dude, you just keep coming after that same thing. See, he can make money off of that whole Will Smith situation. And I'm going to get off of Will Smith and I'm going to talk about a little bit about, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, for the ones, this is my final warning again, for the ones who didn't watch the Netflix comedy special called Selective Outrage, and we all know it's about Will Smith. Go see it now so you can watch the whole thing. For the ones who did see it, I believe Chris Rock got a thing against Michael Jackson. He was basically saying, if You support Michael Jackson music and then demonize and condemn R. Kelly. He claimed that you ain't no better because he claimed that just one of them just make better music. He basically was saying that both of them did the same crime. It just one has better music. And he proceeded to try to almost drag Michael. I'm like, the dude been dead for 13 years. A lot of stuff was unfounded in court. He was found to be not guilty. And it wasn't like against unreasonable doubt. He was just found not guilty on all evidence. So, and people still drag the man. And he been gone for almost 15 years. It's just like some stuff in society, I just shake my head about it. I really do. I just shake my head about it. Because I'm like, it's been a year and he just not. See, I think he got hyped up because his brother, Tony Rock, he did a special, which was funny. He's just not as funny as his brother. And I believe Chris had got some inspiration from his brother and decided that, well, I'm going to follow his footsteps and I'm going to go and get me a special, maybe a year later. Man, Will Smith damn near forgot about that damn hit he had gave him. I wish Michael Jackson could have hit him. Bam. I wish Michael Jackson would have gave him a taste. Because I'm like, his anger is directed against some of the wrong people. Direct your anger to Will, but you know, he ain't going to do nothing about it. Chris Rock said one time that he was bullied so bad they had to put him in the hospital. So all his life, the only thing he could rely on is his comedy. If he was funny, he could just rely on his comedy because Chris Rock already about the size of a smile. He real small dude. You know, he ain't trying to, you could tell he ain't trying to squabble with nobody. He ain't trying to fight. But yeah, I just had to come back and do another video and talk about that special and what I thought about the Chris Rock Netflix stand-up special. Out of a 10, I'd probably give it like maybe a 5.4, 5.6. The writing could have been a little bit better. The jokes could have been a little bit more better. They was poorly delivered. Poor delivery. And I just, for some reason, I don't know what it is about me. I do not like when stand-up comedians make jokes about race. If for some reason I get an uneasy feeling, and then when the camera pans to the artist, you can see they laughing, but they laughing with an uneasiness. You know what I'm saying? Comedy ain't supposed to be offensive, even though that's the whole reason for what was going on last year when the comedians would talk about the trans and talk about the gays and stuff like that. You know, that was a whole big uproar. But for some reason, like when comedians talk about the white man this, the white man that, I just like, Because so many of them hadn't did it for like the past 30, 40 years. Way back in Def Comedy Jam in the 1990s, a lot of them used to do that. They used to make white man jokes and all kinds of stuff. And I just, dude, I'm trying to laugh so I can better my situation. I don't want to be looking at my situation and then you telling a joke, you telling a joke and you halfway mean it. And how am I supposed to laugh on that? I just don't laugh off race jokes. I really don't. They just don't appeal to me. If you're gonna be funny, like Outrage is a comedian. He is so funny, and he don't have to use no race. He don't even have to cuss. Outrage is slapstick funny. I mean, he will have you in stitches. And I'm talking about he don't even have to pull the race card. He just tell comedy. You know. And Chris Rock started off the stand-up talking about something that he's not going to try to offend nobody, and he was already offending. He was already offending some people. I know some people was offended because I looked at him and I was like, waiting to laugh. Where the punchline? But see, here's the thing. I won't watch it a second time. Once is enough. Because he's trending everywhere already for like the last 2 or 3 days. He's trending over Twitter, Instagram. I think he's trending on Facebook, I believe. But he's more than likely mostly trending on the internet because a lot of people, he got some supports. Like, what's that fellow comedian? Leslie Jones. He got support with Leslie Jones. And then, you know, he been castrated by the media from other people. So it's still like a 50-50 divide. Some people liked the stand-up special. Others was against it. But me personally, I felt like the writing could have been better. The delivery itself could have been handled better. Which means if you're going to deliver a joke, don't take so long to beat around the bush and you want to talk about something else, just get directly to the jokes. But that's how comedians got to do. They have to build up a momentum before they deliver the crescendo. If you in music, you know what a crescendo is. It's just I'd rather somebody else do some stand up. Now, Earthquake, I love Earthquake, man. That dude be that funny. He have you busting out laughing. Earthquake is stupid. He's stupid, man. I like Earthquake. I would rather see a third special from him than the Chris Rock one. Because that's some of the reason why he got so many ratings. And because people was waiting to hear that whole thing about Will Smith. Yeah, he made it funny. He made it funny, but for the umpteenth time, stop talking about it. I'm done hearing about it. I don't want to hear about it no more. Make your money that you made off that special. Stop talking about Will and just going on somewhere. Yeah, I get Will did what he had to do to protect his wife and all that stuff, because you're gonna have those kind of people coming in the comment section. Oh, hey, he defended his wife and all that stuff. Yeah, I get that. But what you gonna be talking about it for the next 10 years? You been making money from it for the next 5 years. Eventually, some stuff you gotta leave behind. Yeah, you got hit. See, I think Chris Rock don't like the fact that he was embarrassed on national television in front of millions of people, and I think that will eat at him forever, more so than Will hitting him. It's the humiliation. You could take a hit, you could take a punch, but if it's in front of a lot of people, or if it's in front of women, like when I was in school, when guys used to get hit, they used to say, man, make sure it ain't in front of the girls. Make sure it ain't in gym or PE. They knew they were going to get hit, but they didn't want you to do it in front of no women, because why? The humiliation stings and it lasts longer than a punch or a slap or a fight. You can get over them scars and them bruises, but being humiliated in front of people, oh, that's another story. Because now they looking at you, oh, you really ain't about nothing. So if they want to get at you, they can get at you because they know it ain't nothing coming from you. That's why, and I believe that's why Chris Rock vented the way he did on that special. He was venting because he'll never be able to live it down. So he's trying to turn it into a joke, but he ain't gonna never be able to live it down. Will Smith gonna live in that man's head rent free for the next 10 years because he cannot get over the humiliation. Some people have forgot about it, but every time you see Chris Rock, that's the first thing you think about. Like nowadays, the way they did Bill Cosby, when I see Bill Cosby, the first thing I think about is the scandal and the trial and everything like that. When I think about Michael Jackson, I see how they were taking that man to court and all that kind of stuff. Some stuff just weird. Some stuff is just so weird, so I was your host, Priceless Raw, with yet another video. Thank you for stopping by and giving me a look. Y'all gotta excuse me, I get tongue-tied sometimes. Sometimes the brain is faster than the tongue, so you have to slow down talking. And when you slow down talking, you can deliver everything more clearly. So like I was saying, for the 1 millionth time, I was your host, Priceless Raw, with yet another video. Be sure to like, leave a comment, share the video if you can, and be looking out for another video in the future. I want to try to involve some skits and stuff like that, but I don't know how to do all that stuff. So sometimes I just talk to my subscribers and let them know what's on my mind and how I've been doing. But anyways, if, for the ones who haven't seen it, see it. For the ones who already saw it, tell me what you think about the stand-up special, and would you watch it again? So I was your host, Priceless Raw. I'm out. Peace.